Well, welcome to our superstars agents partner podcast. Today we have a good team member here from our team, but today is very special because Michelle is gonna share her journey, and there's a big announcements coming up. But Michelle, before we get into building a team, I think today's topic, we want to talk about building a team as a journey. But before we get into it, can you share your story, your introduction from the beginning, how you get started, and let's pick it up from there.
Yes. So back in 2015, roughly almost 10 years ago, that's the first time I've met you. I started as your assistant, working front desk on a weekend, mailing envelopes to our sellers, marketing, picking up calls. And then I was promoted to be the next section, which is inside sales agent department. I started picking up calls, calling our buyers in waiting, sellers in waiting, getting their timing and motivations. And then I transferred to transaction coordinator departments. And then that's when you actually offered a tuition to be a realtor. So I reached out to you, you're not ready. I think I want to go for this. And you supported me all the way. And I got my license in 2016. And then you set me on a very straight path and goal. You asked me, Michelle, where do you plan on seeing yourself in a year? That's where I actually made my goal to reach $100,000 within 1 year of me starting in the business with no background being in sales. I was actually on the way to medical school. So I was a medical school student. I majored in biochemistry. So I had no background in sales whatsoever. In 2017, I became a full-time realtor in this company. And within the first 8 months, I've reached my goal, which is receiving a six-digit income. And I think let's start from there.
Yes, and so your journey, you gone through every single position here. You started as an office assistant, and then you moved to become our inside sales. Can you describe, because as we talk about building a team, that is all the elements of a team. So let's get into a little bit details, Michelle. On your first position as an admin staff team, exactly what is it that you did as an admin staff team?
Yes, I was there to be a support to all the agents, picking up calls, putting in our buyers and sellers database in our platform, getting their phone informations, helping whatever our agents need, basically with their daily life and in mailings, marketings. So basically, assistant.
Yep. So that's step number one, right? So as we talk about building a team, when we talk about building a team, we are talking about each individual person has a specific role in the transaction. So it's a position driven. It's a position driven. So Michelle, what you did in 2015, I think, right? That's when we first met.
Yes.
So in 2015, the position that Michelle did was as an office admin, as an admin. As an admin, her role is there is an inbound call when because we get buyers and sellers calling us from radio, billboards, direct mail, online. So as there's an inbound calls, as an admin position, you take that inbound calls and you input it into our CRM. So that's step number one. And then the next position that you did after admin, you are in the inside sales department. Can you share like what is an inside sales department? What is an ISA does?
Yes. So on the seller sides, it's like we've been working long before we met any sellers by collecting all the buyers. So we have so much buyers in our database. We call it buyers in waiting. Right now we have over 80,000 cash buyers on our database. So what I've been doing every single day, actually getting the buyers motivation and timing, and letting them know that right now there is this one home in 123 Main Street in Alhambra, 3 bedroom, 2 bath, asking for $850,000. Mr. Buyer, when are you able to see the home? So basically, my job was getting the buyers and the sellers timing and motivations, and I would book the appointment to our agents, which is outside sales agent.
So the ISA's role, the position of an inside sales team, you check timing motivation, and then you book it to our outside sales agent. Now, when right now, as part of our outside sales team, can you describe the day-to-day operation as an outside sales team? So now, basically, what you do, you just show up at the buyers and listing appointments, but there's more to it. So can you elaborate, because we have so many real estate agents, Michelle. We have so many real estate agents are watching this. They're talking about there's so many changes in the real estate industry, but you are actually today, for the recording, today is October 8th, 2024, and you are experiencing one of the best year in your life. But can you share what is the role of an outside sales agent?
Yes, the beauty of being in this team is I don't have to do any cold calling, prospecting, zero marketing. I literally spent zero money on any marketing or advertisement. So in this case, I literally wake up with clients in my calendar. So the way we work, it's as long as I want to keep on working, I just leave my calendar opened, and automatically our inside sales agent department will book all the appointments to me. If I don't want to work, if I'm too overwhelmed, which I am right now, I'm having too much clients. So in this case, I block my calendar. So that's the only time that I am not serving any new clients. So the beauty of this team, no cold calling, zero marketing, zero advertising. You have the opportunity to meet sellers and buyers in person. And these clients are serious clients, buyers and sellers that's really willing to sell and buy as soon as possible.
But Michelle, let's be clear here, okay? You've been with the team since 2015. So you've seen so many different things going on in the team. We have so many real estate agents now watching this video. Can you share what are some of the characteristics, right? Some of the behavior that makes real estate agents be successful? So, for example, you and your before we get to it, for those of you who don't know, Michelle doesn't like to brag, so I can brag on for you, right? So Michelle here, when I first met you, you are 21 years old. 21 years old, and that was in 2015. So that means today is what?
I'm 30.
You are 30. You grew up. Okay. So you are 30 years old now. You open up two restaurants, right? You have two restaurants business. You are able to buy a house, not only just for you, for your parents. So that for a 21 years old to be able to retire your mom and be able to own two businesses, that's a huge accomplishment. But let's go back to this. But we don't want to overpromise. But so let's keep it real here. What makes you successful? Not only you yourself, Michelle, but since 2015, you are in admin staff team, you are in our inside sales team, you are doing accounting, you are in many different positions in our team, and you make an observation why some of the agents in the team is doing well and some is not so. But what do you think contributes? What are some of the behaviors, some of the habits? What of the that makes somebody be successful?
Yes. I think I was very lucky because I had no background in sales. So you can think of me as like a white blank paper that didn't know anything about sales. So I was really happy to actually see because I was in biochemistry major. So I was dealing with a lot of math, a lot of science. So when actually I was introduced to being in the real estate, so actually I was really happy looking at like alphabetical or alphabets. So I'm like, oh, it's English. It's very easy for me to understand. But I had no zero background. So literally, I went in very humble. I want to be very coachable. I attended all the trainings that you had. I remember you, and we still do. We still have trainings every single day. We have meetings every single day. We have meetings every single week. So in this case, being coachable and always being humble and always want to learn because every industry, every businesses will always improve. Everything changes, but as long as we're willing to always learn, that's where we will always be successful.
So okay, the behavior that we are looking for is somebody who's coachable, right? And so okay, let's before we get into what Michelle is, we are about to make a big announcements today. We want to, but then before we do that, let's share a little bit, Michelle, some of your successes, because the reason is not to brag. I just want to make sure our audience are getting this. We are not. Michelle is not bragging, but the reason because of this in our real estate space, Michelle, we have so many. Everybody can be a real estate coach. There is no real qualification to be a real estate coach. Anybody, in fact, most people who are failing in real estate sales, then suddenly they become a coach, you know what I mean? And they start telling other agents what to do. So before we get into the big announcements, let's share about your journey, some of your real life successes, right? Like what are you able, like the real deals, like how many customers, how many closing, how many deals, how much money you really make, making over $1 million in real estate. Most people don't like most businesses in general don't even accomplish that. And what does the money means for you and your family? Let's talk about the real result, because in this business, Michelle, there's so many pretenders, right? There's so many, and now when the market changed like that, this is where the real shift begin. We are the real estate agents now, Michelle, according to the National Association of Realtors, 60,000 real estate agents are quitting the business this year in 2024. So we are looking for direction. We are looking for directive. We are looking for a proven. We are looking for somebody like you, Michelle, that's proven, real, real results, right? Not just be able to talk. So share your real life result, your journey result since you implementing the system here.
Yes. So back in 2015, 2016, my goal was to actually retire my parents. So in this case, I was raised by a single mom. So I want to make sure that I will be the one providing for the family. So that was really my goal that really driven me to work as hard as I can. But because a person can only work so much by themselves, in this case, the team system really took all the hassle and stress from me. All I needed to do is just to make the amount of money that I wanted to make. So within that, for the first year I joined the team, my goal was actually to purchase a home for my family. So in this case, back then, the home's price were like $500,000, $600,000. That means every month you have to make about $6,000, $5,000 to $6,000 to be able to purchase a home. We would have to have a 2 years tax returns. So that's when I did my math. So that means I need to make a certain amount of money within the next 2 years. That was my goal. And a year passes very quickly. So in that case, in order for me to make about $80,000 per year, I need to serve this much clients in a month. So I was able to actually multiply way more than what I thought I would be. So before, the first few deals that I had was having 5 deals a month. So 5 deals a month, I was super overwhelmed. I couldn't take any more clients. Then that's where my vessel got stretched. Then I was able to actually be able to serve more clients without getting stressed. So from 5 to 8, from 10, now I'm literally dealing with 25 clients at this time, at this moment, and I'm not feeling stressed at all. So that journey, not only the money, yes, money was very, very important and still important to me and my family, but being in this team, being in this where I am right now, it really helped me grow from the old Michelle, from the young Michelle to where I am right now. It really, I've changed a lot. So I'm not the old Michelle anymore. Um, I am able to say that this team changed me to be the way I am right now. And I'm really grateful for that.
Yeah. So now today we are having a conversation. I'm having a conversation with Michelle here in the office, and then Michelle was like, "You felt that today you are ready to go to the next level, which is building your team." And I want to make sure we are clear here. Many people want to build their own team, Michelle, but I want to make sure we are clear. The reason Michelle is building her team because she has an overflow of business. So
Right.
many real estate agents are watching this. How do you know it's the right time for you to build your team? Well, the right time for you to build a team when you have an overflow of business. Because first, you got to make sure that you are closing deals yourself. And then now, once you have an overflow of business, now we can generate the buyers and listing appointment for the real estate agents in your team. Now, Michelle is very unique in the sense that most real estate agents, Michelle, though they're building a team, but they themselves have a modest, barely successful. You know what I mean? And what I like about you and your journey, not only you already occupy every single position here in our team, you know what an admin does, you know what an ISA does, you know what an accounting does. Like you actually held that job, right? And as an outside sales agent in the team for how many years, Michelle, you've been in the outside sales agent position here?
Full time, 7 years.
So for 7 years, you've been an outside sales agent. You know how to work with buyers. You know how to work with sellers. Your net take-home income is over $1 million. You retire your parents. Like, look, how many of you guys know of somebody before the age of 30, basically, literally retire their parents, right? So this is very rare. And so the reason I like about your journey, Michelle, because it's proven. It's proven. It's not like you have an ideas and you just want to. It takes patience, right? Since 2015. So you actually, so it's so in order for you to build a house, you need to build a house on a solid foundation. So today I'm very excited to share to the world that Michelle is launching her team, and I believe your team is built on a solid foundation because you had that experience. You understand what admin, you literally understand what the team infrastructure is set up because you had that job. And you as an outside sales agent, as a buyer's agent, as a listing agent, uh you sold over $100 million in arbit system. So it's proven, right? So let's talk about that. Let's talk about what. So if you're speaking to a real estate agent right now, Michelle, we have real estate agents are watching this right now. Can you share some of your real life journey, some of your learning lessons, and what does it mean? What does it mean for real estate agents to partner up with you? And what does it mean for, if I'm a real estate agent watching this, what does it mean to partner up with Michelle? That's number one. And uh what's the expectation, right? If I what's the expectation, like if who qualify to apply to be, and what's the expectation from your end? If I'm an agent join Michelle's group here, like what are your expectation of me, right? And then also what can I expect if I'm an agent joining your group here? What can I expect from that? So go a little bit more details on that.
Yes. And I'm going to be completely honest because I've been with the team for almost 10 years. And I'm a very, very objective person. I'm the one that's going to say, this is the real truth, the real honest truth. And if someone is wrong, they're wrong. If someone is right, they're right. So in this case, I wouldn't be staying in a company for almost 10 years if I'm not satisfied, if I'm not happy, if I'm not growing. In this case, every single year I can see that I am growing more and more to be a better person, and definitely helping a lot with my family and my income. So in this case, my expectation to the agents out there is just one: be coachable. That's all we're asking for. And everybody's goals are different, so it really depends on how much you like to make and what's going to be make you and your family happy. If you're satisfied with earning $50,000 a year, go for it. If you want to do more, if you want to do $100,000, let's do it. If you want to do $200,000, $300,000, and I'm going to be completely honest with you, we have so much leads. I have to turn a lot of appointments every single day because I'm not able to take everything myself. So in this case, it's really up to you on how much you like to make, because you will earn it if you work for it. Because literally, we don't have to do anything. We just have to show up in front of clients, buyers and seller, and just close the deal.
Yep. So Michelle, can you give a little bit details? I know you did that just now on the introduction. We have many real estate agents who came in a little bit late here today. Give an intro, because basically what you are saying is that as long as you are coachable, but everybody has a different definition of coachable. Like, what does coachable means? I was about to ask you to do a quick intro, do a quick, because on your story just now, basically you are 20 when you first joined the team, you are 21 years old. You are about to go to, in fact, you already get accepted at the UCLA Medical School. You are on the way to be to basically becoming a medical doctor. But can you share what makes you what makes you drop out of that medical school? The reason I asked this question, Michelle, because I want to put it in the right context. When we talk about coachable, what does it mean to be coachable? So for I want to make sure our audience here understand. Michelle here, imagine you are a 21 years old. You are going, you get accepted on a scholarship to UCLA Medical School. And for you to drop out of that medical school and get into real estate sales, that is a big change.
It is.
So this is why, can you slowly, Michelle, I know you cover it quickly just now, but I want to make sure everybody understand the mindset so that everybody understand the context when you say, we are looking for you, Michelle, for you to grow the team. You are looking for somebody that are coachable, but what is the definition of coachable? But I think we can put it in the right context if everybody know your background story, because it's a big deal for you to drop out of medical school.
Yeah.
Most people get into real estate, Michelle, because they have nothing to do, right? Meaning, oh, I couldn't get a real job, so I get a real estate license. I mean, I talk to so many real estate agents. Nobody, Michelle, nobody go to to school because they want to be a real estate agent. Nobody does. Usually real estate is like a second how do you say, usually it's like a second profession, meaning they try something and then they fall into it. But for you it's interesting. For you actually 21 years old, you are actually get accepted on scholarship at UCLA Medical School. You actually sitting in your medical in your biology class or whatever, right, school, and then you make a conscious decision. You never had a real job. I mean, you get a job here in our office as an admin, but when I say real job, I mean like your profession, your dream, your aspiration is actually to be a medical doctor. You actually willing to risk everything, and literally this real estate sales job is literally your first quote unquote real job. But can you share a little bit more of your background, and then hopefully that can ties into what kind of personality of people that you are looking for in your team?
Yes, definitely. So I was on partial scholarship. So that means 4 years of medical school. That's still going to cost at least $150,000. And I was in one of the lecture, and one of professor was telling me or telling everybody that he still owes $200,000 in debt for his student loan. So I was calculating my math. I'm like, okay, that's $150,000 and another $200,000. That's roughly $350,000 that I need to pay before I'm earning money. Then, of course, I had friends who were doctors and nurses. They told me how much they make, and I'm like, wow, it's gonna take me like 8, 10 years to finally able to earn some money. And our family needed money at that time. I'm like, I need to do some changes here. And that's I'm really grateful to God because he put me in this office. That's where he opened up my eyes. I was able to know how much the agents in the office were making. And I'm like, wow, this is actually a lot more than I thought. So in this case, maybe I should give this a try. So that's where in 2016 I actually part-time to see if this is going to be the path for me. And in 2016 I was only doing part-time, and I was able to close 5 deals in 3 months. So that's where I shifted in 2017 to become a full-time realtor.
Yep. So other than, I know you keep on repeating about coachable. So let's talk about real behavior, Michelle. Many real estate agents are watching this now. How are you able to net over $1 million as a team member? So let's talk about the real life struggle. And I know you say coachable, but let's be a little bit more practical. What does coachable means, right? Because we wanna everybody who's watching this podcast, Michelle, whether they end up joining your team or not, we want to add some real value so that way they can apply this no matter where they are. We literally, the reason we are doing this podcast because we want to elevate the real estate industry. We want to help because according to the National Association of Realtors, over 60,000 real estate agents are quitting the business, and it doesn't have to be. There's so many opportunities. So can you share, Michelle, some of the like if you were to reflect yourself, right, back to you when you first joined the team in the outside sales team 7 years ago, if you can slowly break it down, what do you think contributes to you as a team members bringing home over $1 million from selling real estate with no cold calling, no prospecting, no door knocking, able to bought multiple homes for you and your family and investing in real estate and retire your mom. And you did all this before the age of 30 years old. Right. So I want to make sure. So, first of all, Michelle, congratulations. Right. There's not too many, well, at least that I know of. I don't know anybody, I think, 20 years old, having two restaurants, netting over $1 million, retired their parents, able to buy multiple homes and stuff like that. I personally don't have. It could be my environment, right? But for me, you are it. But I believe, Michelle, I believe what you did, Michelle, it's very duplicatable. I believe anybody can replicate your success. So like Tony Robbins said, Michelle, it's called modeling, right? Modeling means if you find somebody that have what you have and you model their behavior and you're going to get what they get. So can you share some of the habits, some of the behaviors, Michelle, to help as many real estate agents watching this, regardless whether they're with our team or not, doesn't really matters. But can you help? Can you share? Take your time, get as much detail as you can.
Yes. So I was very focused on myself, my goal, and my family. I didn't really care whatever everyone had to say around me, bad things, trying to put me down, letting me know that I'm young for this job. I didn't care about anything that anyone had to say about me. I just had to care about my family, my own goal, my own money. Um, I was pretty young back then. I was like 20, 21 years old. So at that age, a lot of my friends, millennials, were still partying. They still party. They waste time on every single weekend. In this case, I study. So attended all your trainings. I want to improve myself. I I actually went ahead and actually do every single day, every single night to improve myself. So I spent a lot on myself as an investment. I study whatever I needed to study, and I go beyond that. So back then, I only slept for like 4 or 5 hours every single day just to make sure. I want to make up for my age because I was really young. Back then, young ages weren't. We were pretty looked down upon. So in this case, I just would have to make sure that I know what I'm talking about. I know that I need to do a lot better in order for me to have my clients be very satisfied with me. You provided the clients to me already. My job is to provide an excellent service to the clients. So every single day, every single night, I spent more on learning instead of going out. So back to my goal, that really driven me to do a lot better every single month, every single year. So every single year, my goal increased and increased. I can't hear you.
Hi, Michelle. Can you
There
hear
you
me
go.
now?
Yes.
I don't know what happened. I think I just get kicked out.
Oh
I think we
yeah.
are back now.
Okay. Welcome.
I don't know how I got kicked out, Michelle. That was funny.
Keep that by yourself.
Yeah. That's interesting. Okay, so I'm taking notes here. So what you are saying is this, before I get kicked out, I don't know what else I'm missing. So basically, you focus, okay, but before you talk about focus, on the previous one, you talk about you know what you want. You set the goal. So this is where you actually have a desire, you have a goal, and then so for example, the goal is to retire mom, and then you ask, what does it mean to retire mom? What does it mean to buy mom a house? So and then you put the numbers. Okay, this is how much money I need to buy to retire mom, and then you run the numbers. So you do the math. So that's step number one. You got to know what your goal is. You do the math, and then once you know the math, then now you know, okay, every month I have to this is my financial goal every single month. And then you run the number. Okay, that means how many closing we need to have in a month. So that's step number one. You have a clear vision. You have a clear vision of what is it that you are trying to accomplish. In your case, when you are 21 years old, when you first joined the team, your vision is, I want to retire mom. That's it. So, and then not only you have a goal, you have a vision. Vision is like up there in the sky. So what you did, you bring what is the difference between a vision and a goal? A vision is up there in the sky. You bring it down into a goal. So you do the mathematics. So you know exactly what needs to happen. So you know, okay, every month I have to close one deal a month, for example, right? This is Michelle back in 7 years ago. So, and then the second thing, what you said, so that's number one. I want to encourage our audience here. So do that. Have a clear vision. Why are you in this business? Ask yourself that question. Why are you getting a real estate license? Why are you in this business? So that's the vision. And then you bring it down to earth by doing the math. How much money do you need to accomplish that? Do the math. Okay, so that's step number one. Step number two, what you are saying is focus. I put here on my note here, you said you study every night, you invest. And I hear you, I catch the word, you say invest, right? You invest 4 to 5 hours a day in yourself. How many of you real estate agents now are improving your skill? So you take this very seriously, Michelle. Like I said just now, unfortunately, in this industry, it's attracting a lot of how to say it's a second profession, you know. But for you, this is your first, and you are very serious about this. Like you are dropping out of, you are about to become a doctor for goodness sake, right? So when you quit that medical school, for you, this is you are not playing around with this. Like you have to make it, right? So you invest 4 to 5 hours a day, just like when you are in medical school. When you are going to school, you invest at least 4 to 5 hours a day to improving yourself. And then what I put on my note here, what you lack in experience, you made it up in hard work. So you realize when you first joined the team, you are 21 years old, you have no experience, even your face looks very young before, right? I look at your Facebook picture from back then, right? You are 21 years old. Like, what do you expect, right? So you look young, but you actually very intentional. What you lack in experience, you made it up in hard work. That's powerful, and that's all I get, Misha. And then I get disconnected. Is there anything else you share just now before I get kicked out of this meeting just now?
No, that's perfect. Maybe if I want to add something, there's going to be a lot of negativities around you, but I would never let any negativities impact myself and my life.
Oh, that's a good one. I missed that. I think you say that when you talk about focus, there's always naysayers in life. There's always, right? So in fact, the more successful you are, the more people. Can you talk about that? Because to me, I didn't know this. I thought you are 21 years old back then, right? Like, what kind of negativity could it be? So can you give a real life examples? Because I want people to know this. As you become more successful, there's more temptation, there's more distraction, right? There's more distraction, there's more shiny objects. So what you are saying here, Michelle, for you to be successful, remember, guys, I want to remind everybody one more time here. Michelle is netting over 21 years old, netting over $1 million, selling real estate with no cold calling, no prospecting, no door knocking, and able to retire their mom, have two businesses, two restaurant businesses, right? You open up two restaurant businesses, and have multiple. How many investment properties, Michelle? I have multiple investment properties in addition to owning her own home. So I just want to put it in perspective here, right? Because everybody give advice, but do not listen. Do not get an advice from people that you do not want to trade places with. Do not listen. Do not get advice from people that don't want to trade places with. Put it on the chat below. How many of you inspired by Michelle's stories here, right? Before the age of 30 years old, able to accomplish what you accomplished so much here. And at the same time, so when you talk about, let's talk about negativity here, Michelle, because this is important. And I'm glad you bring it up again. I missed that. Let's talk about negativity. Give a real life example, because as real estate agents, every one of us, every one of you real estate agents watching this, no one is immune to this. No one. Not Michelle, not me, nobody. Okay, but I'm glad Michelle bring it up. Can you share here, Michelle, real life negativity, and what do we do? If I'm an agent, I'm surrounded by all these naysayers, right? People saying the economy is no good, this, how do you keep your, like you said here, focus? How do you keep focus when your environment are toxic?
Yes, it could be anybody, right? It could be as close as to your family, your friends, your best friends, your peers, your coworkers. So one of the negativity that I actually encounter in this office, you actually try to make sure we earn way more money because we deserve it. One of the example, as a buyer's agent, we offer off-market homes to our buyers. So these homes are not available anywhere online. So we are able to give this off-market properties to our buyers, our VIP buyers. In that case, because I know that I'm worth it. I We have a way to actually earn more money in that way. A few years ago, a lot of agents in the company didn't like it, and I thought to myself, I deserve it because I am giving way more service, and my clients are able to get homes that's without any competitions, be able to get off market homes before even anyone else sees the home. So in that case, I know that I'm worth it. I'm able to actually earn more.
I see. All right. So that's one way, because Michelle, for those of you who don't know what she's talking about, basically what Michelle is talking about, I think about maybe 7 years ago, here in this office, we teach the real estate agent here how to set, negotiate, and collect your fees. We always believe that your worth, your value, your income is directly proportional to the value that you bring in the marketplace. So 7, 8 years ago, what we did was we start launching, teaching our VIP home buying system, whereby we teach the real estate agents here, when we serve our clients on the buyer side, for example, we focus on showing them homes every day, including homes that's not available online, off market deals, unlisted properties. So we teach the agent 8 years ago, long before this NAR settlement. Basically, we always believe that buyer's agent and listing agent each to negotiate their own fees. So what Michelle is saying is that I think back then, 8 years ago, many real estate agents, even the people that used to be in our team 8 years ago, the agents do not like the idea of making more money, right? But people feel uncomfortable because it's against the industry norms and standards. But the way you rational, because that's how you're surrounded by toxicity, because the people around you are saying, Michelle, man, I don't think this is a good thing, making more money. I mean, this is to me still, but you actually discern why we making more money. And the reason, because you add more value. That's why the clients are willing to pay for your services, because you able to show them homes, including homes that's not available to the general public. You actually bypass the MLS, homes that's not available to the real estate agents community. So the clients appreciate you. Clients actually sending you many, many, many referrals, a lot of five-star reviews. So you have more happy, satisfied clients. So you are able to do that. Okay, great. That's a great example of negativity in a professional setting. What
Yes.
about some, like, from family and friends? For example, as a real estate agent, Michelle, I don't know whether you experience it, maybe not, because you are still 21 years old. For me, for example, we have husband, wife, kids, and stuff like that, right? Sometimes I see people. Sometimes their family member are not being supportive and stuff like that. So how do you handle family members, or for example, or just your friends, maybe your close friends around you? Did you experience that, like people in, like your friends? I'm sure 21 years old. I don't know what your friends did 21 years old, but I'm sure they're looking at you like, what are you doing?
Oh yeah, definitely. So they had a lot of parties, a lot of going ons every weekends, every Friday, Saturday, Sundays. But that's when the time that we as realtors are the most busiest because we have to show homes, we have to go to appointments. So in this case, yes, I lost a lot of friends because I'm not able to actually join them as much as before. But in that case, I had a bigger goal. It's about me and my family. So I disassociate myself with a lot of my friends, and then just be focusing on myself.
That I think that's a good advice, you know. So number one, you need to have a goal, but then having a goal and then do the mathematics, do the math, but then that's actually not good enough. Have Remember, Michelle, we talk about you are the average of the five people you hang out most of the time, right? So if your environment is toxic, then basically you just have to make up your mind, right? What is your vision? Which one is more important? Hanging out with your friends at a bar, go to nightclubs and stuff like that, or building your vision. So you somehow, as a 21 years old, somehow you can make a decision that no, I decided to focus on what's best for my family. I guess I'm curious though. Because when I was 21 years, let me think. What did I do when I was 21 years old? I don't remember. But how are you able to make that decision, right? Because I'm assuming all your friends is like that. I mean, and there's nothing wrong with that, right? 21 years old, people just want to have fun and stuff. But how come you as a 21 and you just turned 30 now? So in your 20s, basically, how are you able to make that conscious decision to basically building business for yourself, for your family, retire your parents, be able to open up businesses? Like, where is all this drive come from? I don't know, like where is all this inspiration come from?
Yes. So money's always been an issue. So I knew from even when I was a lot younger that I knew how important money is, but I also knew how money can kill you as well. So that's where I've always have um a straight line whether money can always blind you or not. So that's when I have enough, that's where I would stop myself. So in this case, as you know, like we have so much appointments, but I'm not greedy to take all of them to myself because I know with this much appointments that I'm making this year, I'm happy with that. So in that case, money's always been an issue. Then that was the biggest driving point for me to actually disassociate myself from everybody else and just focus on myself and what I'm doing.
Okay, so let's wrap it up by your team, right? So if I'm a real estate agent watching this and I'm listening to your story now, and I believe that your experience, you sold over $100 million worth of real estate, making over $1 million. You are way more qualified to coach and mentor real estate agents, and you have a proven track record. You yourself is very coachable. How do you know a leader is a good leader, right? The leaders have first to be a good students, right? So I can attest from my experience working with Michelle that you are a good student. You are coachable, meaning you are able to follow a proven system. You don't let your ego get on the way. I never, based on my working with you for since 2015, and not once I sense that you feel like, oh, I'm too good for whatever, right? You are very generous. You always give your time to serve the team. You always say yes to serve, to help everybody in the team. And now today you are launching your team because you have an overflow of business. So can you share, if I'm a real estate agent listening to this now, what can I like what's in it for like what's your expectation? Like, I know you mentioned about coachable. Okay, I understand we have to follow a proven system. And also what can we expect? Like, can I be a part-timers, full-timers? Like, can you describe, Michelle, your ideal team members, right? Your ideal team members, and exactly what you're gonna do to me if I'm a real estate agent partnering up with Michelle.
Definitely, we're looking for full timers because we want to make sure you give 110% to our clients because you don't have to do any cold calling, prospecting, marketing, door knocking. We're literally sending you serious clients. So that means we want to make sure you're responsible and give 110% to your clients. So in that case, we're looking at full time, and we're looking for someone who's totally dedicated and definitely coachable. And the reason why I never let my ego always get on top of me, because there's always someone better than you. Every transactions are different. I always treat every experience as something new. Every transaction for me is very priceless, because each transactions and experiences always going to make me a better version of myself. So we are looking for someone that would like to change your family lifestyle. That's definitely number one, because it starts with you and your family. Because once you and your family are happy, you achieve your goal, that's when you can start helping other people.
Yep, and real life story, Michelle, because I think so far it sounds very philosophical, but I wanna make sure our audience really understand what you just meant when you said that. Can you share your story? Remember, you are helping a family in Temple City. You go to a listing appointments, and the owner of the house say, "Oh, I'm not ready to sell my house until 2 years from now." And then you are able to find the off market, because once you are able to listen to what's most important to the owner of the house, and then you go out there, you find the off market deals on the buy side, and basically in less than 3 months, you are helping this family to buy and sell the new home. And this is from somebody that says, "Oh, I'm selling my house 2, 3 years from now." And the reason I want you to share that story in details, Michelle, because the real estate agent who's listening this, most people they are listening to this philosophically. I think everybody agree philosophically at least that yeah, I am coachable. I'm willing to work hard. Everybody say that, Michelle. But I think I want people to understand what is the real work that is involved. When we talk about off market deals, what does it mean? Like, what do you actually have to do in real life? You know what I mean? Because most people are willing to do it. Most people say they will do. But the reason Michelle here doing so well, because you, Michelle, you are willing to do what others are not willing to do. You are willing to do what most real estate agents are not willing to do. They say they will do it, but they say, it's too much work. It's hard work. Doing the off market deals, it's hard work. Trying to figure out the client's vision, what's most important for the clients. That's hard work, right? But everybody on the surface, everybody say, of course I care about the clients. But it's one thing for us to say I care about the clients, but it's a whole different thing to actually care and listen to what's most important to the clients. Can you share that real life example in Temple City that when you go to a listing appointments, the owner told you, "I'm not moving 3 years from now," and then 3 months from, and then because I think that is a good example of demonstration that you actually listen to what's most important to the clients on the owner of the house. And then there is also a good example how you find the off market deals, because most real estate agents, Michelle, when we talk about off market deals, they think pocket listing. We are not talking about pocket listing here, okay? This is not pocket listing. This is so. Can you slowly share that so people can get a perspective of what the actual job description is?
Yes. So far, I think we've been talking about our goals, our drive, why we want to do this. So in this case, what I want to touch next is gonna be our day-to-day basis. Because once we are in front of clients, once we're meeting clients, it's not about us anymore. It's no longer about Michelle. It's no longer about Rudy. It's no longer about you. Sorry to drop the news, but it's no longer about us. It's all about our clients. And that's where we really have to make sure we care about them individually. That's where we want to make sure it's heart to heart. It's going to be personal. Because if we don't take it personal, our business has to be personal in order for us to be successful. If we don't take anything personal, we won't care whether that client is going to move towards their next happy place or not. But if we actually do care about where they want to be, we will actually make that happen. So in this case, in Temple City, the case of this family, they do live in Temple City, but the school, it goes to El Monte. um, Back then, the market was seller's market, meaning one home pops on the market and you would get 50 offers on one home, and the bidding war would start 200, 300,000 or more than the asking price. So in this case, they want to prepare themselves 2, 3 years before they want to make a move, just in case they don't get any of their offer accepted within that 2, 3 years. So they want to move to a Temple City School District or San Gabriel School District. So they didn't want to sell unless they find a home that would go to those two school districts that they want. In that case, I asked them, what if I am able to get you a home right now in the two schools that you want at this moment? Would you make a move? And they're like, yeah, in this market, if you're able to find a home like that in front of me right now, we'll make a move right away. And what I did, I went through all of the off market homes that's not available online. I door knock on all the homes, and I found two homes that matches their criteria. And we were able to get one of the home for my clients, and that's where we are able to sell the old home. At the end of the day, the goal is to definitely know where your client's happy next place will be, their heart desire, their vision, because that's where you need to laser focus on what you need to do.
Yep, that's powerful stuff. So when we talk about off-market deals, unlisted properties, we will teach you in training, but essentially, once we know what's important for our clients, our buyers' clients, what we do literally go straight to the owner of the house that match that criteria, and we are presenting the cash offers directly to the owners of the house. That means, Michelle, what you do is you proactively looking for homes that match their criteria. You are not just sitting around in front of the computer and passively wait for the house to show up on the MLS. You are proactive. Proactive means you are looking, you are looking at the map. You are looking at the map and look at which houses that match the buyer's criteria, and then you go straight to those houses and you're presenting the cash over. That is the off-market deals that we are talking about. We are not talking about pocket listings, right? Because pocket listing is basically what you have. You are trying to force what you have to the consumers. What we are doing here, we listen to what the consumer is looking for, and then we go out there and look what match what they're looking for. That's a big difference. So, Michelle, last question. Did I say last question 3 times ago? And this one is really last question. So, in this market today, how many listings, how many buyers and listing and escrow? Today is October 8, 2024. How many deals you are working for with right now, October 8, 2024?
I would say the last 60 days, I'm working with 25 clients.
25 clients. These are buyers, sellers, listings, and escrow. Is that it?
Yeah, all of them.
Yeah.
95% sellers.
So, okay. So you have, so how many listings, active listings you have now?
Well, quite a lot. Active, like on the market, I do have a lot of comings in. I have a lot of
Yeah.
comings in. Active wise, I think I have 11.
So you have 11 active, and how many in escrow now?
I have 4. I
4 in
closed most of
escrow.
them already. Yeah,
I'm sorry, what did you say?
I closed most of them already, but right now, this week I have 4.
Yeah, this week you have 4. How many closing you have in the last September, and today is October 8th?
A total of 11.
You close 11 deals. So if a real estate agent's partnering up with you, yeah.
Sorry, I'm
So if
counting.
a real estate agent's partnering up with you, every day, first, what we're gonna do, we're gonna train you on how to use our working with buyer system so that you know how to do that off-market deals, that the one that Michelle is talking about. And then we'll train you on our working with seller system so you are able to generate multiple cash offers when you are working with sellers. So that's the first basic checklist. And once you complete our checklist, that on average is going to take you about 2 weeks to complete that checklist on average. Then we generate buyers and listing appointments for you. And that's when, right? Is that how it works, Michelle?
Yep. So we take care of everything for you. We trained you every single day. If you have any questions, you can literally ask anybody. And we have a mentor. We have group chats available that for you to ask any questions anytime.
Awesome. Well, Michelle, thank you so much for sharing your journey since 2015, and thank you for sharing all the best practices how you in this market today You close 11 deals. Today is October 8th, 2024. Working with 25 clients, 11 active listings, and so the market is great, guys. So I want to make sure. So if you're a real estate agent watching this, do not listen to the industry people that talk about the market is no. The market is great. Okay, the market is great. There's a lot of opportunities. This post-NAR settlement here, there's a lot of opportunities. And in fact, when you're working with buyers, this is great because why would you let the listing agent to dictate your income, right? So right now there is no more income ceiling. There is no more on the MLS. So that's great. So we just have to add more values when we work with the real customers. Like you gotta add values when we work with buyers. Add real values when we work with sellers. So this is a great opportunities, and you heard it from Michelle. How she's not even 30 years old, right? Able so we can learn from somebody like Michelle here. In fact, today Michelle making an offer now for the first time ever, you guys. For the first time ever, Michelle is actually opening up to mentor, to coach, personally mentor and coach people, real estate agents in their team. And I think that would be a great. Have you come up with a name for your group, Michelle?
Yes, it's gonna be called Miracle Visit Group.
What is that?
Miracle, Miracle Visit Group.
Miracle Real Estate Group.
Because we
Where is this name? What is the inspiration? What is the story behind? Why? Where does this name come from? Miracle Real Estate Group.
I believe everything is according to God's plan. And I would always pray every single day for God to always lead my path. And I can say that every day I'm living His miracles.
I see. Yes, yes. That's why you call it Miracle Real Estate Group.
And I can
That
say, like, a lot of my transactions are not the easiest. They're actually one of the hardest that you know that about that as well. So if we're able to actually solve all the hard transactions, that means there's a miracle that's happening.
yes, yes. But this in this business, making money, it's a spiritual journey, right? So, but that's yeah, that's good, Michelle. You are using your business, you're using the business to basically live your life, your purpose in life, right? So to inspire other people, many other people just like you, Michelle. How many other 21 years old? Like Michelle, when I first met you about in 2009 years ago, right? So this is actually very inspiring for me to see you grew up like this, and now it's one thing for you to reach the top of the mountain, Michelle, but now you are actually opening up your heart, your time, your resources to turn back and actually help as many other people like you. There's many other 21 years old, Michelle, just like you, right? So it's very inspiring to see you going from 21 years old, Michelle, to now about to turn 30 years old, Michelle, and now you turn around and you are actually helping as many other people to go to the top of the mountains. That is inspiring. And so when you partner up with Michelle, not only you get Michelle, you get me, you get everybody in our office infrastructure here. We are all here to support the Miracle Real Estate Group here. Michelle is leading that organization. Here in our office, we are the infrastructure to support that growth, right? So, Michelle, if the real estate agents want to get connected with you, what is the best way to get connected with Michelle?
626-341-3115. You can always DM me, Michelle Eugene Leonardi, and my email is michelle@teamnuvision.net, or you can call our office anytime, 626-789-0159. Or you can just comment below.
That's a lot. How
That
many
is
of you think that's too fast? Okay, let's just slowly, Michelle. Let's just slowly give your cell phone numbers. And do you like to be called or text? I guess what is the best way? Like maybe what is the one best way to communicate with Michelle? Because that seems a lot just now.
yes. Please text me. I just apologize in advance. I get 100 calls every single day. So please text me at 626-341-3115 if you're interested to elevate your family lifestyle.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Michelle, for sharing their journey. I hope this podcast interview helps so many real estate agents who can apply it in their business. Whether you guys partner up with Michelle or not, this is why we are doing this podcast, because we want to help. We want to share information that's working in this market today. These are not ideas, these are not theories. Michelle is doing it right now in this market today. We believe that real estate agents can thrive, do well in this market today. 60,000 real estate agents do not need to be out of the business in this market today. There's a lot of opportunities, you guys. In fact, that's the reason why Michelle is launching her team today. She has an overflow of business. She cannot handle it herself. She's looking to partner up with you. So get connected with Michelle. Once again, Michelle, thank you for sharing. Make it a great day, everybody. Go serve big.